All right, all you snowboarders of the internet, we're here, we're live, we're taking your questions, so get them in the chat box over there. Super chats, get a spin of the wheel, no special prizes this week. Next month, which is next week, new stuff on the wheel, new prizes. Also, keep your eyes out following me on Instagram for the random angry drops. There's one of those coming up next month, big one, giving away a snowboard. So yeah, you got to follow that. Let's see what else is going on. Bunch of top fives coming out. You're going to enjoy that. We're going to finish up the rest of the review season because the 2023 stuff's coming in. This Saturday, I will be at Underground Snowboards here in Breckenridge on Main Street at 10 a.m. Karua is in town. They're doing a demo, so you can come in, try some Karuas for free. I will be setting people up from 10 to 11. I'll be in there for 1 hour. Tomorrow at the shop, starting at 9 a.m., they're going to meet up and go have a ride day at Breck. I will not be there for obvious reasons, like getting banned for life from Vail Resorts. But yeah, so definitely go ride the Karuas on that. Let's see what else is going on. We're going to talk about the new Nidecker step-in binding. I can finally talk about it because I saw it 2 years ago in our 3D printed form, so we can talk about that. We should also probably talk about the companies that keep banning me from Instagram, so I can't shit talk them by sending DMs at them. Sucks. That's Clue Bindings, Gilson, Snow White, a few other little brands that I've probably pissed off over the years. So, yeah. Anyways, I know we got 2 super chats coming in. So the first one's from Letters. He just wants to get the thing going. So we're gonna do this. What do we got? What do we got? Eat your muscle cheese, bitches. Eat your muscle cheese. All right. Well, okay. Let's see what we got here. All right. Let's see. All right. So I think everyone wants to talk natural selection while we're here. So, one, really disappointed Leanne Pelosi had to pull out, and 2, kind of upset that Spencer jacked her ankle. That sucks. In there, bummed that Arthur didn't make it into the finals. Kevin Backstrom was not robbed, and here's my argument for this. Travis did more hits and consistently landed stuff. Backstrom went bigger, don't get me wrong, and the snow was ass. That was fucking sludge that they were riding, and you could see that. It was like 6 inches on top of crust compared to last year. So but overall, the judging was a little weird, but not what not way off from what I was thinking. I was like, okay, I can kind of understand where you're going from with this. And we got to give huge props to Sage, Ben, and Gabe Ferguson, because holy fuck did those guys come and deliver yesterday or 2 days ago. Was it 2 days ago? Monday, Tuesday? Is it Thursday? Yeah, 2 days ago. 2 days ago. I don't even know what day of the week it is anymore. So, yeah, it was crazy. But, yeah, Natty selection. And then we got the finals tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So I probably won't catch that because I'm going to go hopefully smash POW because it's puking again today. So wake up early and go out and ride some POW and then come back and then have to fucking keep fast forwarding through. And oh my God, are the commentators awful. Stan sucks. Jack Matrani sucks. Pat Bridges, I swear to God, was on painkillers. Mary Walsh looks like Janine Garofalo circa 1996. Sal Masakela was awful. It was just like they were atrocious. They were fucking atrocious. Believe me, if the riders hadn't been mic'd up, I would have muted it. It was that bad. So, yeah, that's fun stuff over there on natural selection. Also, we're gonna have a Slim Whitman voicemail. We got a weird one this week. So, yeah, but let's try to catch up on some super chats. We got Thor thoughts on natural selection comp judging so far. There's some stuff I didn't agree with, but by and large, most of it I was I actually know some of the judges, and I know that some of the guys that the course, and kind of what I expected. Par for the course for where things were. Not surprised. I feel bad for the competitors. That snow was just, but. What do we got? Support the Shred Foundation, people. Support the Shred Foundation. And Also, yeah, we got to talk about how far Longo sent that gap because holy shit, that was fucking huge. Like just fucking huge. All right. Brandon Tauscher, spring conditions got me worried. Too early. Oh, ye of little faith. This is what we call the false warm up. This is where everyone's like, it's warm, it's slushy, it's fun. And you get comfortable with it. And then the cold snap hits and the powder comes in. And then regular winter kicks in. And then we get fake spring. Then we get second winter. Then we get second fake spring. And then we get third winter. It's coming. It's coming. This is just like 0809. Don't fear. Don't fear what's going on with the weather right now. It's not even February. It's not even February. So don't fear it. Don't fear it. Okay. Let's see what we got here. All right. Well, hopefully the connection's doing good. It looks like it's having some issues, but I don't know. Snowstorm, terrorists. It's awful. Okay, let's see what we got here. Andre Besta, who got the natural selection NFT? Can we talk about the fact that they launched an NFT that doesn't, it's not like other NFTs. It's like, I don't think they have an end goal with that. And they're sitting there putting out commercials about how they're so environmentally sustaining. That fucking shit just drains energy. It uses so much power. Like NFTs are awful. So is crypto. If you really look at how they're mining it and how much power it's going into it, it's like super contradictory. It was just like, it's just like, come on, people. Ooh, spin again. Spin again. What do we got? Ooh, you lose. So close to getting my unused toenail clippings. Okay. All right. Okay, we got Aaron Hang. If you already have reflex bindings, is it worth getting EST for Burton channel boards? For reference, I'm running a hometown hero with mission reflex bindings. It's kind of your call on that. I'm not a big fan of EST at all. I just don't like it. It moves the flex points around a little bit. It's weird. It's not for everyone, but maybe that's something you want. It will change the overall board feel of things. So, your call. Okay. James King. Haven't heard your thoughts on Clue. Assume it's another bogus brand. Oh, I got plenty of thoughts on it. They banned me from Instagram because I called them out. If you follow me on Instagram, I put up a photo the other day because, quote unquote, no one would ever strap in and step out and walk through the base area with both of those things on their feet. Literally, someone did it at Mammoth. And if you look closely at the photo, the ratchets are on the inside. They put them on backwards. That's the type of people that buy this bullshit. They're literally solving a problem that doesn't exist. There's 4 points of critical failure that I noticed from looking at them, 8 points of contentious failure that I just looked at. And everyone that wants to defend it to me has the same fucking argument. Well, you didn't ride it. Yeah, I didn't ride it because I'm looking at it going, that's going to fucking fail. And I'm not going to suscept myself to blowing a knee on that bullshit. I've done this for too long. I'm not hurting myself anymore for this shit. It's got a double hook. So when it slides in, it's a double hook on each side with another hook underneath. They're not offset. So if they're not offset, one fails. That can just create a whole bunch of other issues in there. The footprint on that binding is fucking huge too. Like the weight, I don't normally notice binding weight, but I picked it up and was like, this has got some heft to it. But bigger thing is the flex to that binding is so big. I'm not going to be surprised if that breaks boards. Because it's just like the board's going to naturally flex. And when it hits that, it's such a big dead spot. I mean, it seriously looked like an old school bindings base plate on top of the fact the straps, nothing special there. And then when I was looking at like where it actually slides in, it looks like it restricts lateral play. And I'm looking at that going, wow, 2 years. I bet you that brand will not be here in 2 years. So what it is it started as a design concept that the guys that did it used to leverage to win a contest so that they could get funding to meet venture capitalists so that they could do this. These guys literally think everyone needs this binding. I'm not denying that it might work for certain people, but that is not a binding that needs to be out there and marketed as this is the end all be all. And it's just, and one of my favorite arguments is people are like, it's the Tesla bindings. And I'm looking at it, I was like, well, Teslas are kind of built like shit. You know that, right? Like as a car, not exactly the best thing out there. Kind of ass. I mean, I like the whole concept of Tesla and stuff. And then I get the fucking Luddites out there. They're like, you're just a hater. You hate innovation. I literally ride new product every fucking day of the season. Like, you see this stack of fucking boards there? Like, I got like 10 pairs of bindings sitting there. I got like another 20 in the other room. Like, fuck. And I'm scared of innovation? No. What I'm scared of is stupidity and over-engineering solving problems that don't exist to create more moving parts that can critically fail. I can look at something because I've done this long enough and go, this is a critical failure. And this goes into like the new Nidecker Supermatic, which I actually have a set coming, should be here in a week or two. I'm going to unveil them on one of the live streams because I talked to the guys. I was like, yeah, I'll open them on the live stream and talk about them. So I actually saw that binding 2 years ago. And a quote, Kevin Addy at Nidecker straight up said, he's like, you didn't see this, you're not taking any photos, and you can't talk about it. And I was like, I saw nothing. When do I get to ride him? And he's like, it's going to be a year or two. And I was like, okay. And he's like, but we will give you a set. And I was like, he's like, what do you think? And I go, this is what I like. So I don't know if anyone's seen the video that White Lines put out with it. It has a rigid heel cup. So that's right there. It's not like you're flipping it up like a Flow or an SP where it's all in one. It has a rigid heel cup in there. So the straps pop up, the high back articulates back. You slide in, the strap comes down, and the high back pops up into that neutral position where it needs to be, and you're locked in. Now, the version that I saw, you got to realize, was a 3D printed rush job. And that was one of the big reasons they didn't want me taking any photos. They were like, this looks like shit. And I was like, just looks like it was 3D printed. I get that. And they were like, oh, wow, you're one of the few people that gets that. And I was like, yeah, it's a prototype. The concept for it, I think, will work. The brand behind it has the money and the innovation. They've spent 4 years to get this out. Do I think that that will work? Yes. Am I going to try it? Hell yes. And what I like about the marketing that so far has come out, and from what I've read, is, do we think this is a binding for everyone? No. Do we think it's going to solve some problems for people? Yes. And I was like, thank you. That's fine. I would rather have something on the shop wall and I'd be like, okay, so you've got some issues with bending over from arthritis, injuries, whatever. You're a casual cruiser. You want something that's easy and easy out and you can use any boot. I want to be able to like reach up and be like, here, we're going to talk about this because I think this is going to work for you. You only ride 10 days a year. Probably going to be the last binding you own, or you're going to have this for a while and do it. That Clue bullshit, like I'm looking at that going, okay, parts are going to wear out. Is the company going to be here in 2 years? They're not a real company, in my opinion, because they have never done anything for snowboarding. They have no ties to snowboarding. They are engineers that went snowboarding and thought they should redesign the fucking wheel, basically. I have issues with that. So like when I look at that and, it's rough. And people are always like, no, you hate this shit. No, I was like, no, I don't hate innovation. I hate it when shit doesn't work right. Like when I rode the first generation step-ons, I still hate step-ons. I had them release on me. They warned me that might happen. They sent me different cleats. Even with the different cleats, I never got over that. There's just weird things. And on top of the fact, it moves the flex point up above the ball of your heel. So it's on the back of it. This is things like most people probably don't realize that. But like when I'm out riding, I'm like, why is this working this way? Why is this working this way? I'm always constantly like analyzing where it is. And I can figure it out. It changes the dynamic of how you sit in the boot and how that boot to binding interface is with step-on. Plus, once again, you're limited. Now, here's another thing about Clue that pisses me off. They're like, we were sick of the fact that a step-on would limit you on boot choices and the price is so much. Okay, the price is so much, but you get a boot and a binding from a company that dumped millions. I think it was like 3 million Burton dumped in to get that to work, and other companies are building their boot. K2's got clicker, shit like that. Okay, That's their argument, that you're limited on boot choice. And with their binding, you can use anything. Their binding sells for $500 US. My fucking Rome Black labels right there are a $500 binding. I'm not limited on boot choices with it, but that's a $500 binding, and I understand why it's a $500 binding. And believe me, that's got more R&D and better tech in it than the Clue binding. But they tell you we're cheaper than Step-On. $500. Okay, for $500, I could buy a set of black labels. For $500, I could go buy 2 pairs of K2 Indies and buy a $200 boot and go fucking ride. That's 2 pairs of bindings and a set of boots. Now, I could go buy a $299 fucking boot, mid-level boot, Burton Ruler or something like that. Some mid-level boot, K2 Masis, whatever. Doesn't matter. I could buy that boot, right? Then I could pick up like a Rome Vice. I could pick up a Union STR if I wanted to. I could get a bent metal Action. I could even bump up to a transfer. I could buy a last year's binding for probably $189 to $230. Still going to be in the same range of just their binding. So like when you take into consideration a $500 binding, and then let's say you have a $300 boot, that is an $800 boot and binding combination. You've just hit Burton Step-On territory. That's your marketing, your argument is now null and void to me because it's hit the exact same thing. And now you're limited on a binding that if something breaks, guarantee you, not a lot of repair shops are going to have shit. So you're going to be jerry rigging it. And you better hope you find someone like me that was always jimmy rigging shit back in the 90s and figured out how to grind stuff to get it to fit and whatnot. I mean, that's the other issue with that Clue thing. Like the Nidecker, here's the thing about that Nidecker that I don't think most people realize. I've got to look at the parts, but that they're probably going to be compatible with Now, Battalion, Rome, Switchback. I mean, those are 4 binding companies that Nidecker owns. I mean, even just regular Nideckers, actually 5. They own 5. So you got to look at it that way. So this new Nidecker that's coming out, and everyone's been sending me the video on Instagram and stuff, and I'm just like, I knew about it. And everyone's like, this is going to be shit. And I was like, I don't know. This actually like might be the game changer for the people that need something like that. I'm not saying it. But I love that in one of the interviews they did on Board Sports Source, they were like, we understand this isn't for everyone. We wouldn't recommend it for park riders, jibbers, but casual cruisers. And I was like, yes, that's it. You're not lying on the fucking marketing. So it makes sense to me in that regard. So I think that like this Clue bullshit that's out there is bullshit. I don't think they'll be here in 2 years. I got my first job working in a rental shop in 1997. It is 2022. I have 25 years of this. Do you know how many brands I've seen come and go? No brand is too big to fail at this point. I'm convinced that every brand will go out of business at some point or be sold or do something. So this whole thing. And I love all the people that try to defend stuff to me. They're like, you're a hater. If you paid $500 for something, are you going to tell people it's a fucking turd? Probably not, because you paid $500,000 for something. So these people are coming out. Or maybe you got a friend that works there. I've noticed, because Clue is a German brand, a lot of Germans, very angry Germans coming out. And I'm just like, why don't you go eat your fucking Vienna sausage and shut the fuck up? I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I literally looked at it and was like, this is not a good idea. I mean, you're literally paying $500 to an open beta. So they had a 3D image that got them to get money to get prototyping. They did 2 rounds of prototyping. I don't know anyone that tested the prototypes personally, which is weird, because almost any other brand, when it comes to prototypes, I know someone, whether they're in-house, rider, rep, Flowbro, instructor, shop guy, that tested it on some level. These, nothing. So now they've got this product, and if you look at their marketing, which I can't look at anymore because they banned me, makes me laugh. They went and threw money at influencers. Okay. Those people will take a check to tell you it's great. Technically, under FTC regulations for a review, you have to disclose that you were paid, and it's kind of a gray area, but people could just totally narc someone out. Just saying, to do this. And like, you have to, most of them, like, no negatives. They're like, this is great, this is great, this is great. And they're like, ching, ching, give me my fucking money. That's it. Okay, that's fine. I'm not paid. I'll fucking say it's a piece of shit. I looked right at it and I was like, it's questionable. The Nidecker, I'm going to ride it. If it's a piece of shit, I'm going to say it's a piece of shit, but at least I'm going to go out and ride it. I like the concept of it. It's funny because, like, I've ridden Cinch, I've ridden SP, I've ridden Flow. I actually rode the Burton Fusion strap in, step out back in the day when Burton did it. I actually liked that. Like the concept of it. I liked it. I didn't like the way it rode, but I liked the concept of it. It's whatever. But this whole, like, I don't understand. I mean, Clue seriously exists for people that are too fat to bend over and strap in. Do a sit-up. You'd be fine. So, anyways, there's my rant on that. So, James, you get a spin of the wheel. What do we got? Ooh, you lose. Ouch. All right. Okay, turning boards. Any tips on making a Karua base faster or less grippy in the flats? I have the pocket record. After 10 days on it, feels like it's slowing down. Wax or structure, bear and mammoth ride. Well, you're riding bear. You're riding on fucking sludge. Literally, the smog from bear floats, or from LA floats up to bear and gets in the snow. You're literally riding on fucking sludge. That is the greasiest resort I have ever ridden in my life. I had to base clean my board twice a day for the week I was there. It was disgusting. It was absolutely disgusting. And watching people eat the snow, I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's full of smog and AIDS and shit. So, no, clean your base. Just clean it. Just strip it down with base cleaner. Just do that. If there's no structure, which I'm pretty sure the Karua should have structure in it, put some structure in it. Don't wax it. Guarantee you, going to be a lot better. A lot better. So, yeah. Okay. Jesus Christ. I am falling way behind here. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Eric Chen, tips for altitude sickness from New Jersey to Breckenridge. You need to drink more water and you need potassium, which the water will negate the potassium. So more than anything, go get the Gatorade electrolyte. It's basically Gatorade syrup, or get a Pedialyte and slam it. That's it. There's also, since you're in Breckenridge, go to the Oxygen Bar on South Side. So it's like right next to Brooklyn's Tavern. Just go in there. You need a hit of oxygen to do it. Like, this is going to get you. You're literally coming from sea level to that. So that, but potassium pills, altitude sickness pills, all that stuff does actually work. You know what the problem is you basically flew in and just came right up and probably did a little too much exercise and you overexert yourself. You have to realize, because you're at 9,600 feet, you're using more energy and everything takes twice as much. It's part of the reason why very rarely do you ever see fat people that live here. Almost everyone, even the out of shape people, are in better shape than the rest of the country, because we burn so many calories, because everything takes twice as much energy because of how high up we are. Nixon on Super Chat gets a spin. Let's find one. Okay. Let's see. We got OBSF. Got a first generation Orca that is dying. Thinking of buying an Arbor cask. Notice they're discontinued. Does that mean it was a shitty shape and not worth buying? What are your thoughts on that deck? I never rode it. I think next year there's actually a Gucci volume shift board. So I think that's part of the reason why they canceled it. You know, I had a few friends that had it and swore by it. So they said it was great. I mean, Arbor does make good stuff. Fortunately, I just never rode it. So I really can't say anything. Eddie Wall, if you ever watch this, send me shit. Okay. We got Jack Ripper, a buddy looking for a park board that still carves decent, has a Nitro dropout now, but wants more flex Medium, small jumps, and some jibs. Thanks. I got my sticker pack. Okay. So your buddy wants a park board that still carves, that's softer than a Nitro dropout. You know, where is it? I think he needs to look at the party mod from Rome. Flat to rocker profile. That's going to make it more playful, but when you rail this thing on edge, you can actually crank park carves with it. That'll be a really good one. So I would look at the Rome party mod. Otherwise, I would almost say like the Ride Kink might be in there, or maybe like the K2 World Peace as well. So that should give you a few options. Fire cures all, which that spin, I believe, goes to OBSF. This one goes to Jack Ripper. Trying to keep up on shit here. Falling apart. 175 people in here right now. You got questions, get them in the chat box. I'm going to try to answer them. Super chats, do get a spin of the wheel. Support the Shred Foundation, people. shredfoundation.org. Also, you want something interesting to watch? Click the mystery link down below in the description. Check it out. You know you want to. Okay, let's see. I'm going to try to catch up on some of these super chats. Okay, we got Joe X. The edge of my board is pulling away from the base. Any suggestions to prevent it from getting worse? Warranty won't cover it. So this is what's going to suck. You need to cut the base, push the edge in, get a little screw, drill it into the core, right where the foot anchor is. 2-part epoxy, marine grade level, more resin than hardener. Let it cure. Then you're going to have to basically base weld or at least fill that in with P-Tex after that. And probably on the sidewall, you're going to want to squirt some of that epoxy in there as well and let that thing clamp for 24 hours to do it. The screw should hold the edge in, but it's probably still going to slightly separate from the sidewall, like one more impact bend. That board's basically on the way out. The only other option, find a shop that understands how to cut a sidewall and edge out and put a new one in. Like they're going to cut a section, but then that creates 2 weak points in the board. It's honestly not worth it. Like at this point, like the board's clapped out. It sucks. I know you're trying to keep it going. The good news is I will be giving away some boards here in the next couple weeks. So be a chance to win something. Watch out for women in white snow pants. Let's see. Carlos Enriquez, cheers, fam. I'm convinced that uphillers are the mountain equivalent of cyclists on the road. Spray them. Spray the uphillers. I mean, I would. Actually, I do. What are they going to do? Turn around and chase me down? Defeats the purpose of trying to get to the top. Pray to the altar of snowboarding. Okay. Let's see. All right. We got Angelo Ravel. Have you had a chance to try or know much about the Burton double tongue Davis boots? Looking to get rid of pressure points and help heal lockdown. I mean, the best boot's the one that fits your foot and fits your needs. Double tongue, traditionally, like from what I've seen with double tongue, it kind of alleviates some instep pressure. But, you know, if you're really dealing with like heel hold, you need something with a tighter heel in there. You might actually have to put J-bars in there. I would recommend checking out the Boot Fitting 101 series as well. So, you know, you want to check that. But the best boot's the one that fits your foot and fits your needs. Don't get suckered in with some bullshit marketing. Just don't do it. Don't do it. What do we got? Smash that like button, people. Smash that like button. Okay. Okay. Colton Buchanan, have you any word on the new Nidecker step-in? I think if you scroll back, you can hear my whole chat on it. I have them coming. Should be here in a week or two. Fire cures all. Okay, what do we got here? Oh, we had a question. Where was it? Can't remember where it went. Someone was just asking when I'm going to get to taking care of all those Amazon brand outerwear knockoff shit. So 2 packages got lost with stuff. So Breckenridge Post Office lost my Chamonix pants. So I actually talked to the house today. I had to wait an hour and a half to get to talk to someone to get them to send me new ones. So those are on the way. No Bad Day, on the other hand, has just completely fucking disappeared. At this point, if they do not get back to me by Saturday morning, I will film these once the Chamonix pants come in. And basically, No Bad Day, I will just be like, No Bad Day, failed all the way across the board because they didn't send me anything, even though I paid for it, which means I got to call my bank and be like, fuck these people, charge me back. I want my money because they won't respond. So, okay, what do we got here? All right. Serafal, hey Avran, any reason to upgrade to Oakley flight decks? I have Oakley canopies and they've discontinued them. Wondered if I should just buy spare lenses if they're available or upgrade. Try to buy spare lenses, that'll save you. You can probably actually find those on closeout on most shops, websites, even on Amazon, or if you're like coming to a place like Breckenridge, we have a place called Sun Logic on Main Street. They always blow out stuff. Like when a goggle gets discontinued, you can pick up lenses for next to nothing. I think with one of my dragons, I think I got in there, I bought like 6 lenses and it was like $40 or something stupid like that. That's what I would do. Then if you can't get the replacement lenses anymore, that would be the time to start considering going to the next one, just because then they still make it. You can get parts for it. That's when it makes the most sense. Okay, Cameron Wilhelm. What all-mountain freestyle board would complement as Solomon's Super 8? Intermediate rider looking to progress at jumps and switch. I would check out the Ride Zero, the Capita Indoor Survival, or the Rome Agent, or Gangplank. Dealer's choice on camber profile there. Okay. Got a super chat from S2000 guy. Can you say Nick Poulos is a chicken licker? Yes, I can. Nick Poulos is a chicken licker. Woo. All right. Next on super chat gets a spin of the wheel. Let's see what we got here. We're trying to catch up. Let's find a good one. All right. We got Bertus. How would you compare the Rome, Freaker, Stolly Cruiser, National? They seem pretty similar on paper. So in terms of flex, it goes like this. Stolly Cruiser is the softest. Then you have the Freaker National combination. They're relatively close. The Freaker is a little torsionally softer than the National. Then you get into the shapes. The Stolly Cruiser and Freaker look very, very similar. Then the National has a little bit of a different shape. So it's going to ride a little bit different. Then when you look at the carbon arrays in there, like the carbon rods that they put in there, it changes how each one pops. The way I would look at it, Stolly Cruiser is your party board, going out Saturday with the boys, just cruising blues, having fun. Maybe you go in the park. Freaker is the more like party boarding with the boys, but, you spent all night doing 8 balls of blow and hanging out with hookers, and now you're trying to come down, but you can't because you're wired. So you're going to go really fast, balls to the wall, hit every feature in front of you. And then the National is like the rad dad board. You're out with the family. You're cruising with the kids. You got to go make some laps with the wife. And then she cuts you loose, and you're going to the backside of the mountain to rip a bowl. That's what it is. That's kind of the big difference between those 3 right there. And you did get a spin of the wheel. Woo. Bertus, won yourself a jumbo sticker pack. Make sure you email me info@angrysnowboarder.com and you give me your address, mailing address. Let me know you won. and I will drop that in the mail probably Saturday. So yeah, let's see. The Send It Syndicate. I pulled the trigger on a 156 wide wizard stick. One night session on so far, love it. Thanks for your reviews. That helped me. Old man Shredder. All right, glad, dude. The wizard stick is a fun board too. Like, I need to try to find a Jeff Holtz Pro model and buy that. I think do that next year's giveaway for Shred Foundation. Smash the like button, people. Smash the like button. All right. Ooh, this is a good question from Tyler Kim. How to tell if a core is waterlogged? Oh, you can tell. Pick that board up and just feel if it feels heavy and wet. Like, you can feel it. It just has a feel to it. Like, if you pick up a board like this Roman Party Mount, it feels light. Then if you pick up something that the core has gotten wet and it started to fill up, it feels heavier. And the other thing is, take a board that you don't think is waterlogged and drop it on its tail. There will be a distinct ding, like a donk sound with reverberation. If it's been waterlogged and you drop it, that donk sounds like a wet towel hitting the floor. It still makes the donk, but it's like muffled. It's one of the ways you can just feel it. You're like, now there are some gray areas with that. Like, if you have an American made board that has a ton of epoxy, like they put a gallon of epoxy in it, so your Mervins, your Never Summers, shit like that, they sound a little different when you do that. They do. It'll still have that wet towel sound to it, but it won't be as abrupt as, like, say, a Rome or a Nidecker or a Ride or a K2, like, because they're just the way that they're made. You can hear the difference in it. Chances are you're going to do this now and you're going to be like, I don't hear a difference. And you're right. You probably won't hear a difference. The other thing is, when it flexes, like if you put it flat on the table and push it down, there should be a rebound to the board. If it looks like it's taking a delayed reaction to rebound back to its camber profile, probably has some issues. Okay. Saw Greater. Thanks for the reviews and being real. It's appreciated a lot. That's what a lot of people have been saying lately. Only fucking taken 20 years to get to this point. Okay. Smash that like button, people. Okay, Big Bull Trout. Avran, who do you think had the best run on Natty Selection day one, or best trick? Longo's transition was massive. I really liked Longo's transition, like his gap on that. That was sick. I'm not denying that. But I think best run really does go to Sage. Like, or best trick for sure with that 900. Like, he pulled that out last minute. You could see that he was just like, fuck, if I don't do this, I'm knocked out. And he did it. And that was so cool to see. So, yeah. Okay. Let's see. Where were we? I feel like I'm missing some stuff here. Okay. We got Richard Tucker looking for a spin. Be sure to drink your Zima. Also, next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, I will be talking with all my reps. I will be looking at all the next year's product because I haven't looked at really any of the catalogs yet. And I will be hopefully picking up product for the 2023 season reviews. So if you're a member of Angry Snowboarder VIP, those reviews will be dropping probably June 1st through the summer. For everyone else, I will be putting those up for free on in video form because the early reviews are just written. But yeah, I'll be putting up here, which it's been an interesting week of people like losing their shit on me about reviews. Like, I love this comment I got on the, what was it, the now, I think it was either the IP, I think it was the IPO video. He's like, pay for UR, lousy reviews, LOL, 7 comments. I'm sure tons of people are marching over there and lining up to pay for an extended video review. It's not even an extended video review. It's just early. Why do you think your content is worth paying for? I don't know. I feel like it gives value. I mean, I sold $500,000 worth of product in 2021. Honestly, crap like this turns me off with YouTubers, and for that, I will never watch another of UR videos. And if possible, I will block you. LOL. Good luck, bro. I don't think I need good luck. I think I'm doing just fine, but I love my comment. Wait, so are you blocking me, or do you want me to answer your questions? Confused. Please explain in further comments, as directions are unclear, like your grammar. It's been a week. If you're not following me on Instagram, I've decided that I'm going to start posting stupid people's comments because it's funny. Because I think everyone should just laugh at the stupidity that I see, and just it'll also condition people to maybe think before they post. Hopefully, so. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, this question actually belongs to Richard Tucker. Weston Hatchet, have you or anyone ridden it yet? Thoughts? Haven't ridden it. Don't really give a shit to ride it because I really don't care about Weston. All they care about is selling tiny homes. Snowboards are second. I mean, for a company that literally is 30 minutes from my door, I shouldn't have to fight that hard to get product when they're like, we want you to ride our stuff, but you have to contact this person in LA. And I was like, your demo fleet's literally sitting in Minturn. I could pick it up and go to Aspen for the day. Like, fuck. So I really don't care about Weston. If they go out of business, they go out of business. That's where I'm at. Mindagus DeMarcus. What do you think about the new brand White Space? Horrible name. Horrible name. Holy fuck. Horrible name. Horrible price. Horrible price. Shaun White had the worst selling pro model of all time ever. Like, it never sold. Like, it was always on discount. Same thing with his outerwear when he was on Burton. The boards, I mean, they're being sold through the Kemper guys, but they're built at GP87. So the boards are actually going to be built well. I'm supposed to be getting some at some point, I thought. So we'll see. I got to follow up and see if they're actually going to send me something. Curious to see how they ride, but do I think they'll be here in 2 years? Nope. And the name is fucking horrible. I mean, I just picture white dudes with red hats and tiki torches. Cameron Halmrest. Avran, what happened to putting out your base grind sequel video with that Rosalind story? Life, a pandemic, a whole bunch of other shit. I had to make some choices. I don't give a fuck. It's a waste of my time. I'm going to go spend 8 hours grinding through that board, or I can spend 8 hours doing other shit. I'm going to go do other shit. Deal with it. Shit happens. It's kind of hard to get fucking access to a tune shop when everything's like pandemic and about 50 billion people decided this is the place to vacation. Like, the mountains are safe. We're all going to go. It's like we literally cannot handle any more people. And Vail Resorts is like, I know what we're going to do. We're going to sell 1 million more season passes so everyone fucking comes to Breckenridge. I can't get into a shop to do what I need to do. Fucking pain in my ass. Okay. Igor K. Solomon Super 8 and Burton Cartel X is a combination. Good, bad, dumb question. You bought it. You ride it. You're fine. Who cares what I think? Next. Spray skiers. Bill Haney, let's hear your thoughts on drift boards, other approach skis like the Union Rover. I have none because it doesn't concern me. I ride flying couches to the top of the resort and I ride down. That's what I do. I have no ambition to go in the backcountry at all. Ever. That is work I do not want to do. Divorce Vidic. Hi fam, I have a Flow Verve and a Nitro Squash. Need a board for everyday resort riding, groomer side hits, etc. I'm a good intermediate. Does the ride algorithm cover this or any other suggestions? Ride algorithm, just go buy it, go ride, you'll be fine. So, okay. Okay, Joe X with the super chat. Thank you. That was better than what they told me. So I saw the top 5 progression video. I do 40 miles per hour right now. What would be a good next up from the Dynamo? Thank you. If you're really looking to just charge, honestly, you want something that's going to be able to hold the speed a little bit better, go look at a Nitro Super Team. It'll be very similar to your Dynamo, but it'll actually be better at speed, in my opinion, and it carves a lot different. It's got a better edge grip, in my opinion. Not because it, or I shouldn't say better edge grip, it's got a better feel on edge. That's really what's going on with that. Otherwise, you may like going to something like from Crua, like a transition finder or an auto. You might want to go like to a Ride Berserker, something a little more free ridey, maybe like a Jones flagship as well. So you got options. You might, if you're really looking to just charge harder and go faster, you might need to start looking more into the all mountain free ride category versus the all mountain freestyle. Remember to ollie slow signs. Okay, Charlie Fine. I've given away most of my boards. Hit me with two of the poppiest boards for this year. Quiver a rebuild. All right. So you want to go super, super poppy? Capita Mega Merc. To an extent, you could do, say, the Super DOA if you really want to go twin, but I think the Mega Merc's better. So that's super, super snappy in there. Really been enjoying the Rome Party mod just because of the way the shaping with the rods, the flat to rocker in there, and just how it engages. But the regular mod is super snappy as well, and that's full camber. I think that those two are really good options for you. To an extent, the right bench warmer will pop and snap, but you put a lot more into it than what you get out. So, yeah. Okay. Herbert Marmiton, for a recovering ankle sprain, which snowboard to use? Softer, stiffer, damper flexing board, Jones Dreamcatcher, or Stratus? So the bigger thing, if you're coming from an ankle injury, is make sure you have a good insole inside your boot. So like if you're running the stock insole in your boot, chuck it out. Go pick yourself up an aftermarket like a Remind, a Shred Sole, even Superfeet, DFP, something like that. So just so you understand, this blue foam, that is a dampening agent. That is going to absorb chatter in your board. That is going to help with that kinetic energy that fatigues your leg as the day goes on. That's one of them. The other thing would be making sure that your boots are still snug. Maybe you got some heel lift, and that's why you injured your ankle. I don't know if you did snowboarding or not. But let's say that you did do it snowboarding. You might need J-bars. You might need to lock that heel in a little bit more in there. Once you do that, then concentrate on what board. Out of the two that you have, the Dreamcatcher is a little more damp than the Stratus. The Stratus is a little bit more lively. But by and large, I think you need to concentrate more on your boots. I think that'll get you more to where you need to be. All right. Fire cures all. All right. To follow up Herbert's question, we're going to go with Ray Freshing. Ankle with screws, pain when riding switch, becomes the rear foot. Have you heard of this? Yes. You got screws in your ankle. You're riding around. You're riding different in there. It's changing the dynamic of how that board's energy is hitting that ankle. So what it is you probably need to do a little PT, build the muscle up in a different manner. So it's like great when you're riding regular, but when you go and switch, it's changing the dynamic of how you're riding so that energy is hitting those pins inside there, those screws, and that's causing the problem. That's causing the fatigue. That's part of the issue. So you can fix a lot of that with a little bit of rehab in there. The other thing is slow your roll. If you're riding the switch fast and it's hurting, start going a little slower and just conditioning your body to get used to it. Because as you get used to it, it'll end up just becoming more commonplace for you. All right. Okay. All right. What do we got here? Oh, this is a good one from Snow13. Thoughts on snaking the ski free ride team at a small resort? If they're taking forever to hit a cliff drop, worth it? Or just deal with the massive bomb hole they left behind? No! Snake them. Leave that bomb hole so that they fucking crater and their shit explodes. Fuck them. this reminds me, so like years and years ago, when I still rode Vail Resorts, right? I'm going out doors at Breckenridge, or no, windows. It's going out windows. So I traverse out, and I'm traversing, and I come out, and there's like a creek bed, wide open pow field that's kind of rolly, but when it's untouched, it's beautiful, right? So I come through, and there's a guy down on the side getting out his little camera, or maybe it was a GoPro. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. His thumb jacking his queef hole over there. And there's another guy sitting at the top, and he's like, okay, I want to get this, blah, blah, blah. And the guy sees me coming. He's like, don't drop, don't drop, don't drop. I hollered over the tips of his skis, threw up a spray that blew back on him, traversed all the way over to where his friend was, sprayed him, cut back across, and I traversed back and forth and just basically put a giant zigzag. And when I looked back, the look of utter defeat on their faces, like they thought they were going to get like this pow run on their vacation and get it on film to show mom. And I no, you claim it, you crater it, you let them deal with the aftermath. Fuck them. That's how it goes. Okay. We got a question here from Nick Larson. Have you ridden the Nidecker Mellow? Curious as to how it would be as a resort pow board. Let's see, where is it? Ugh, there it is. Yeah, you mean this right here? The mellow? Yeah, I'm actually editing the review. That'll probably drop next week. They changed the shape in it. It rides a little different. I liked the old one a little bit more for resort, like groomer in POW. That thing wasn't too bad. Wouldn't be my first choice from them. But hey, like I said, the review's coming next week. I think it'll be next week. I'll put that out. So okay. Let's see. All right. We got Derek NG. Hey, Avran, never ridden a rocker board. Tried it once and didn't like the less secure feel versus camber. Think it's worthwhile to rent one for a day to give it a decent go. It depends which one you ride. Not all rockers are the same. You got to understand that. So when you're riding a full reverse camber board, and I assume that's what you mean by rocker, is you're riding a full reverse, because if you're riding a flat to rocker, it's completely different. But a full reverse board, if it doesn't have a good side cut with added grip right at the inserts, it's ass. You're on a saucer sled. You're not going to grip in there. So like what I would recommend is ride something like an Arbor Westmark. It's playful. You can ride the whole mountain with it, or even an Arbor Coda, but you got that grip tech right underfoot in that reverse, and it's solid. If you're doing Mervin, just don't even waste your time with Escape Banana. That board's ass, but you can get away with it. But if you're riding something that's full reverse with like a radial side cut, you're going to die. It just doesn't grip. Your effective edge is essentially like this. So it's in there. Now, if you're riding a flat to rocker, understand that you got to ride it like a skateboard. A lot more ankle movements. You're over exaggerating, but it changes the whole dynamic in there, because you're bringing, instead of steering with traditional camber, you steer out at the contact points. So like a flat to rocker, you're bringing it back underfoot. So you want to steer right where that flat meets the rocker. So you want to make sure, like, put it flat on a table, look at it and see where that is and be like, okay, I don't need to over exaggerate my body movements and throw my hip into it. I'm bringing it back more in. And then with a full reverse, you're literally steering right underfoot. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. We got Michael Kuleg with the super chat. Busted out laughing at a couple in the lift line talking about how great their dope snow jackets are. Told them to check out the fine single stitching and wish them luck on their shit purchase. Oh my God. I literally can't wait. I just need the rest of the shit to show up so I can film this video and get everything going. Because once I get going, it's gonna be the Amazon goggle video all over again with outerwear. And then I think I'm gonna do like snowboard Amazon snowboard packages. So that's like board, boot, and binding combos. It's gonna be a lot of money to buy all that shit. But yeah, I can't wait to tear it apart. But that dope stuff, like just looking at it, I was like, this is not quality at all. At all. Like, I'm pretty sure when I do the scene pull test, it's like I'm going to take them down to a playground and throw them over a jungle gym, I think. And I'm just going to hold on to the pant legs and see how long until it splits the crotch. I've also I got some other stuff tests that I'm going to do, but yeah, oh God, that dope and Montech shit. Like, tell me you don't do anything in the winter without telling me you don't do anything in the winter. Buy a dope or a Montech. That's it. Like, when I see that, I had a guy the other day at Copper. Hey man, can I ride with you? And I was like, no. He's like, give me one reason. I was like, your jacket sucks ass. And I just got on the chair. I was like, I'm not getting on the chair with you. Like, you don't know what you're doing. And the fact that you bought that shit tells me you don't know what you're doing. So it's like, ugh, awful. Smash that like button, people. Okay. Andre Besta, is the K2 Manifest team and the Ride C6 relatively balanced combination? The C6 will be a little bit underpowering on that board. It'll work, like you can get the job done, but if you bump up to an 8 series from Ride, you would get more performance out of the board and the binding interface. The 6 will work. It's just going to have a little more give in the strap. Okay. Tarek Evolve, what's the deal with folks hating on lace boots? I don't get it. I'm a firm believer, like the best boot's the one that fits your foot and fits your knee. It's like some people need lace, some people need speed zone. I have been a BOA guy now since I was 22. That is 18 years. I love BOA. I love it. I'm lazy. I can crank it. I ride triple BOA. I know how it is. I mean, lace, I got a lot of friends that ride laces. It's really like when we're out at the car getting ready to ride and we're putting our shit on, it's not much difference between them tying up a boot and me cranking a couple dials. At this point, I don't know why anyone would hate it. Unless they're like really fat and lazy. Because I think fat, lazy people don't, or weak people too. Which, speaking of weak people, I got a story for you guys. So our moderator, Billy Ray Valentine, was in town last week. So we went up to Steamboat on Thursday last week to go ride. We took the cool beans, so we were bean flicking. It was an interesting day, kind of a storm rolling through, and then it was Bluebird. So we were just cruising, blues, greens, just doing big old swoopy turns and whatnot. We're coming down a cat track on our way to the base area, and I come around the bend, and there's a Ride snowboard, base up, no person, half hanging off the trail. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? So like I roll to the edge and I look down off the cat track, and there's a woman just sitting there, and she's like, got her phone out, and I was like, are you okay? And she's like, I fell off the trail. And I was like, I can see that, but are you okay? Yeah, I called someone to come get me. And I was like, do you want me to pick you up? Like, we'll pick you up. It's fine. And she's like, that would be great. And here's where the fun begins. So I don't know. We're going to call her Bertha Sue. So Bertha Sue is like wedged against the hill. She built a little shelf so she wouldn't slide down anymore. And we're like, okay. So I reached down with my hand and figure I can pick her up. And I was like, hey, when I pull up and we'll get you. She's like, I got to put my gloves on. So she puts these big old fucking mitts that come up to like here. I don't know what she was doing, if she was impregnating a fucking horse or something. Like why your glove has to come all the way up to here. But anyways, so she's like slipping out of the gloves and we're like, yo, take the gloves off and just grab with your bare hand. No, I can't do that. I can't do that. And we're like, so Dave and I look at her and we're like, hey, we're going to hand your snowboard to you. Just grab onto the binding. We'll pull up. She's trying to grab onto the tail and it's just like sliding right out. And we're like, no, grab the binding. The what? The binding. I don't know what a binding is. How the fuck are you snowboarding? So anyways, she's grabbing on and we're trying to pull and she's just going dead limp while holding on. And I'm like, kick your feet into the snow and push up when we're doing it. And she's sitting there and she's doing it. I was like, finally, I just got rude. And I was like, look, do you want me to fucking pull you up or not? Kick your feet in and work with me. Because if you don't, I'm pushing you back down and you can fucking die. And so like we get her up and she's just like a beached whale coming up on the cat track, just like, and she's like, I hurt myself. And I'm looking at it and I was like, you fucking doughboy, how the fuck did you fall off of a cat track? I was trying to avoid a child. And I was like, they're kids. You can run them over. They're literally made out of fucking collagen. They'll regrow. They're fine. And I was like, if you can't handle this, you shouldn't even be anywhere on the mountain. And about this point, her husband, whatever, comes up. He's like, thanks, failures. Hey, it was really good of you to get her out. And I'm sitting here and I was like, and you fucking abandoned her? What the fuck? She doesn't know what the fuck she's doing, and you fucking, but yeah, fucking lazy ass people. So she's definitely one of those people that doesn't have a lace boot because it's probably too hard for her to tie it tight. Because Jesus Christ, lady, fucking maybe you need to go curl like a 12-ounce beer every now and then and build some upper body strength. Holy shit. Fucking lazy ass people. Fuck. All right. Okay, let's see what we got here. Bouncing around, looking at questions. Let's see. Okay. Where were we? Felt like I just saw a really good question. Okay. Patrick Schembrook, thoughts on battalion boards nowadays? Not seen or heard much from you for a long time. Literally one season. One season. Because of a pandemic, I wasn't able to ride anything. That's literally what it was. It's one season. And nothing changed. Their boards just added new graphics. Literally nothing changed. They added the Thunderbolt. That was about it. And the whatever got a new shape. Other than that, their boards did not fucking change. Their bindings did. That's it. But I will be grabbing battalion boards next week. Like that's literally it. Okay, let's see. Okay. Jay Garrisick 07. Hey, Avran, picked up this year's GNU Rider's Choice C3 and it absolutely rips. Have you had a chance to ride it? I feel like it's super underhyped. I have. I mean, nothing changed since the last time I rode it. That board's actually, like, in my opinion, it's more of like a half pipe board just with a C3 camber profile on that. That board's really good for like being like a mid to high end park board. That ASIM side cut is really, really good on that board. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, Seth Escher. Looking for a free ride board with freestyle flare and a camber or camber 2.0 with lots of stability, the top speeds. Tell us Mike Rankwit. Nope, too soft. Nitro Super Team, yes. Dinosaurs Will Die Quan, maybe. Out of those three, the Super Team really sticks out. Otherwise, I would be looking at the Jones Aviator 2.0, the K2 Alchemist, or even a K2 Manifest Team. That Mike Rankwit is softer than people think it is. I mean, if you're going to do Telos, you'd be better off going with a DST. And with Dinosaurs Will Die, the Quan works, but it's not the stiffest thing out there. Like it's like more like buying a freestyle board that you know what it's going to do. I mean, I think you'd be better off with that Super Team. You know, that's kind of it. All right. Fire cures all. Let's see. Okay. Okay, we got Mike done. My home hill is 250 feet of vertical. To finish the quiver, I'm looking for a good jib, a park board to learn on. I went with the Burtner. Do you approve, John? No, Burtner's fine. That's great. For 250 vertical, you can go spin around on your nose, your tail, and hit every rail and totally have a fun time with it. You're solid, Mike. Go ride. Don't worry about what I think. Don't worry about anyone thinks. You own it. Go ride it. Fuck it. Who cares? That's where we're at. Watch out for toe side powder boners on that thing, though. Okay, JB Fontaine. Hey, Avran, what's your opinion on new core technology marketed as revolutionary by brands? Does it really change the personality of a board when you use Polonium instead of ash, for instance? Really? You're calling Polonium new? They've been doing that for like 20 fucking years. So Polonium is a lighter weight wood with more rebound in it. But if you put it all the way, you have to layer it with an ash veneer, or you have to do poplar or something underneath it, because if you put straight Polonium, it just crushes the second, it crumples the second you do it. But I thought you were going to be talking like Choroid, whatever Capita is calling those inlays that they're putting in, carbon rods. That shit totally works. Polonia, all you're doing is making the board a little lighter, and if you don't layer it right, you're making it weaker. If you layer it right, yeah, you get some natural rebound out of it, but I've been doing this for fucking 20 years. There's nothing special about it. Okay. Okay, Carson Monroe. Got an impact dent in my base, and it's literally a dent, not through the core, not rough to the touch. Do I just leave it, or do I have any options? Base grind? Oh, I did that the other day on my party mod. If fucking got one that's like this long and it's like got this weird shape to the end of the rail, I decided to bonk and slide like that on it. Just ride it. You'll be fine. Okay, where were we? Chris Anderson, Clue, can't take the heat, don't make crap. I mean, I'm kind of rude, I'm not going to lie. But, oh, well, Chris, you also won yourself a jumbo sticker pack. Email me info@angrysnowboarder.com and I'll get that in the mail. But yeah, seriously, get used to it. Anyone that starts a company, does anything on the internet, just get used to it. People are going to talk shit to you on some level or another. It's like, it's not all roses and sunshine. I think it's absolutely hilarious that Buckhouse is starting to crack because I keep talking shit on him. He actually called me a kook the other day, and I was like, wow, your ego has gotten big like your waistline. Oh, he's gotten fat, too. He's a tubby little bastard. But, yeah, it's funny. If you're on the internet, get used to the fact people will criticize you for everything, regardless of what you do, unless you're Mr. Rogers. And I'm pretty sure he even had haters. This is how it goes. Fuck it. You make a product. There are people that are going to look at it and go, this looks fucking wrong. Yes, I think it is wrong. Okay. Yugal Kamel, what do you think of a 149 Jones women's Stratus 24.2 waist for a 125-pound guy, 7.5 to 8 boot, a ride of 50 Westmark and a 51 Yes Why? I want a shorter, quicker board for trees that can do it all too. It'll work. That waist is really narrow. If I were you, I'm pretty sure that Rosinal, the After Hours, which is Marion Herity's pro model, comes in I think it comes in a 47. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, here we go. So here's what it. So it comes in a 49 with a 24.4 waist, or a 145 with a 24.2. This will be faster than that Stratus edge to edge, and the way it's designed, it's torsionally softer. So in trees, it would actually might be worth looking at for your weight and size, which I will be giving this away at some point. That's brand new in the wrapper. So yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, we got Joe X with the super chat. Thanks, man. That gives a lot to think about. Love the last choice I made from your advice. Thank you for giving us your knowledge, especially for free for most. Yeah. So just so people understand, the best way to get advice from me, comments in the videos, comments on angrysnowboarder.com. You can hire me on the personal shopper off angrysnowboarderstore.com. You can be a member of Angry Snowboarder VIP, and I will answer you, or ask questions during the live streams. Those are the 5 ways that I'm answering it. Direct emails to me now, I do not answer. I can't. DMs, I pretty much can't because I'm just getting overwhelmed. I'm getting like 300 Instagram DMs like every 12 hours now. Like, fucking can't answer them. So those are the best ways to answer questions. I'm trying to answer everyone's shit for free. And I'm also, but like with the store one, the personal shopper, that puts you to the top of the food chain there, so I can answer it. And even then, it's still like a 48-hour delay at times because I'm trying to catch up on everything. But yeah, so hopefully that answers everyone's questions on how to get stuff answered. What do we got for Joe? Oof, eat your muscle cheese. Okay. Okay, Narigai Gazakianian. How does the ride C10 compare to the C9? The carbon highback seems worth it to me. Thoughts? So the 9 is basically a combination of the 8 and the 10 put into one. It's that middle ground between it. If you really need the stiffer highback, that's where the 10 comes in. Incrementally from the 8 to the 9, it's not too much of a difference in the way they feel when you ride them. Like, in my opinion, the 9 doesn't even need to fucking exist, but for some reason it does. I think if you're really looking to just haul ass charge, you need stiff, just go to the 10. The 9, it rides almost exactly like the 8. It really does. Which I've got to film those reviews, but they are done. Those will be coming out soon. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Evian missed. Hey, Angry, what's the best board for riding moguls and or 45-degree coolers? Well, whatever you need for the coolers, but why the fuck are you riding moguls? Are you a fucking skier? Fuck that shit. Okay. This is a stupid question. RMMMMX187. Never Summer Proto FR seems pretty hyped with the triple camber. Any thoughts? Have you read it? No, I haven't read it because I don't like to ride crap. They literally added camber to the rocker camber when everyone else is going back to a camber profile or a camber 2.0. They're doubling down on the stupidity. That's what it is. They're doubling down on the stupidity. So now the board's going to be even hookier than the regular proto or whatever the fuck they're calling it because they got like 75 versions of it now. Fuck that brand. Seriously, build a good fucking product. Stop being like, well, everyone's going to camber. We got to just add more camber to our rocker camber because that's how we fucking do it. Now we're going to drink this fucking Monster Energy drink and drive our fucking lifted truck so that we can go ride our motocross boards and watch some MMA and touch ourselves. Like, fuck them. Fuck that brand. I don't have any ambition to ever ride their shit again. Fucking charging $50 more a board because they put a fucking rental top sheet on it. Fuck them. Fucking worst finished bases. Finished. I use that term loosely. They're not even finished. You can feel every seam in the die cut when you run your hand across the base. Fuck you. Get rid of the die cuts. I know you know the owner of Crown Plastics. Get some clear fucking P-Tex. Sublimate the graphic underneath so your boards are a little faster, or do your bases all black. Fucking gonna sit there and charge $550 to $700 for a snowboard and you don't even fucking stone grind it? Fuck you. Fuck you. Oh, we're American made. Yeah, why don't you talk about how the fact you got a whole bunch of fucking people that don't snowboard working there? Well, it's my snowboarders for snow. No, it's not. The fucking owners don't even give a shit about snowboarding. Fuck them. Heard they gave Tracy Canaday a fucking podcast interview on the Effin' Rad podcast. I don't listen to podcasts because I don't really give a fuck because I don't have time for this bullshit. That motherfucker owes me a ton of money. Fuck that brand. Fuck them. I fucking hope their factory burns while they watch and then they get a diagnosis that they all have ass cancer. Fuck them all. Fucking piece of shit fucking board. The fucking fanboys that sit around sucking the Never Summer cock just, fucking give me the Bukaki with the fucking goddamn pterodactyl eagle on the base. Fucking build a board that doesn't feel like a dead, lifeless turd. Your shit at one point was okay. You could have taken it to another level. Instead, you put a bunch of fucking yes men around you. Yes, 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 yes. Here, let me bend over, spread my ass cheeks so you can just ram your fist up my ass and turn me into a fucking yes puppet. That's what it is. That's fucking Never Summer. Fuck that brand. Carbonium. Fucking rental top sheets that they're charging you more for. Fuck them, dude. Seriously, when I stopped product testing for them, I stopped breaking boards. It's hilarious. I used to break 9 to 14 boards a year. Fucking haven't broken a board in probably 15 years, 10 years at least. 10, 15, something like that. Fuck them. Fucking adding more camber to your rocker. Oh, we added a third camber zone. Oh, cool. You fucking made a board like Snakebite Technology from Contract Snowboards over there in Poland. Fuck you. Fucking Jesus fucking Christ. Ugh. Yeah. Fuck that brand. Okay. Where were we? Okay. Listen closely. Marhar, can you explain how you helped Marhar design the lumberjack, and is there anything you would do to make the lumberjack better? Literally, I took a fucking piece of paper and was like, I drew a shape, and I drew a tip shape, and I said it needs to be this wide here, put your dual arc edge here, use a flat to rocker profile. I think you can make it. Nate texted me back and goes, I think I can make this. 2 weeks later, he's like, we fucking made it. That was it. I literally designed that board for riding Breckenridge and hitting the log jibs. I wanted a powder twin for riding log jibs. That was it. I actually rode my lumberjack, my third one. Second one? Third one? I can't remember at this point. I think it was my second one. Maybe it was my third. I rode that yesterday because I went and rode some POW in the morning and then went and rode Peace Park with some friends afterwards. But, you know, it's a flat to rocker profile. It was designed to be volume shifted. The original sizes were supposed to be 44, 48, 52. Nate went 52, 55, 58. The 58 shouldn't exist. It just shouldn't exist. That's just like the guys that are like, this is the greatest thing ever. I'm like, you should probably be on like a 52. That's what the design concept was for on there. The funny thing is, you say, what would I do to fix that? I was starting to think about that I need to reach out to Nate and be like, I think we need to make like a different lumberjack. So like originally the weird thing was so the upkick in the tip and tail was supposed to be more abrupt, and then it was supposed to be like a V shape like this. So what it was it was abrupt and V'd. So when it would actually hit POW on a rail, it would funnel it back out to the side. So it was a powder hull essentially, and that was the idea. The problem was bending the edges to get them to stay in the board. Nate was taking like an extra 45 minutes per board to do it, and he's like, production wise, they couldn't. It would have put them behind. They would have had to raise their prices. So he changed the tip shape on it. But other than that, like, I love that board for what it is and where it sits in the realm of that. It's just like we've hit a point now. It's been out for so many years that it's time to start maybe like reevaluating, like, what do we do next? What is there out there? You know, like I've been toying with the idea of talking to different brands and launching multiple like one-off designed boards with companies and being like, hey, I want to do the angry backslash from Telos, or talk to Rosinal and do a board with them, or talk to Wired and do a board with them, or talk to Amplid or Nitro or whomever and do a one-off special kind of thing with them, because they all have the capability to build what I want. And that's so one of those things like that I would love to do something like that, and then just have this line of boards from multiple factories and brands. And you could be like, wow, there's literally no one brand that everything's tied to with it. It's just very locked in. So, all right. Okay. Okay, where were we? D-Fly Guy 420 is Arbor's parabolic rocker true rocker, or is it more a rocker to flat? It's true from the dead center. It's a U. Okay. Aryan Viselar. Longtime viewer, first-time commenter, looking at a 2022-23 battalion, whatever, for the upcoming Australian season. 46 years old, groomer cruiser, 5'9", 160 pounds, bent metal transfer bindings, good choice. Haven't ridden that since they redid the shape on it. I've never been a fan of the whatever. It was always just like, whatever, it's a fucking snowboard. So I need to ride that. So I really can't comment on that, unfortunately. Sorry. Okay. Carlos Enriquez. Is it acceptable for a snowboarder to wear a spider jacket if it was gifted to him? No. There's a reason you get a gift receipt. Then you take it and you return it and you take the cash and you buy hookers and blow with it. I'm just saying. No. Spider's awful. It's a ski company. Ugh. It's a horrible ski company. Their shit is high-end price at low-end quality. So back in the day, I used to have to sell like I don't know what they call it, but it has a specific name. It's the boxy jacket. I used to sell it when I worked at Christie's. They were about $1,000 each. I used to sell the fuck out of those and get my 3% commission on them. But they were the lowest quality I've ever seen. Like, you could just take them and pull and watch seams start to stretch. It was like the weird, like, you could turn them inside out and you'd look at the seam quality and you'd be like, oh, wow, this person like double stitched this over and over. Like, not a double stitch seam. Like, they just went over the same thing twice by accident because they probably fell asleep at their machine. Shit's just trash. All right. Drink your Zima, people. Drink your Zima. Okay. Okay. JJ Livingston. Boot brands with a narrower forefoot instep. Not liking the break-in on my high standard pros, even with aftermarket insoles, heel wedges, and ankle donuts. Yeah, no, that boot. I could have told you that right there. If you got a narrow forefoot and instep, you need to go to a Solomon. It's just a narrower fit through and through. That's like the brand you go to. Nitros, to an extent, are also like that, but Solomons have a narrower foot. Now, remember, the best boot's the one that fits your foot and fits your needs. Your high standard pros do not fit your foot or your needs if you're putting that much work into a brand new boot. Like, you need to go check out a Solomon for sure. Okay. Nick, difference between the Amplid Pennaquark and the Capita Black Snowboard to Death. Shout out to Horny Snowboarder. Oh God, don't wish cavi on us. Okay, so the big difference between the two, camber profile is completely different. Side cuts, the big difference. But in how they actually ride, the Black Snowboard to Death is more lively and reactive than the Pennaquark. The Pennaquark dampens better at higher speeds and pushes through chop and crud easier. It's a smoother ride through and through. They're both designed to be a haul-ass board, but if I had to choose one, I would choose the Pennaquark, which is actually a hair stiffer than the Black Snowboard to Death too, just so you know. But those are the big difference. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up on everyone's questions. Sorry, I am definitely out in the weeds here. Okay, where were we? I just saw a question that was really good. Okay, from Tam Lee. Blew out my knee last season stomping past the landing. It mainly hurts on jumps this season. No side-to-side pain. Do you have any tips to still stay in the park? Braces, KT tape, or maybe better insoles? Seems like you have a lot of experience with shit knees. I'm almost 40, so I've kind of cut out hitting jumps, which is really weird because I decided to go hit jumps yesterday, and my knees felt good. So footbeds, replace your stock insoles. They're trash with boots. They're just trash. I think that, like, Remind actually makes a super impact footbed now. So it's a little thicker. It's got more foam in it. That is going to dampen more, but it might not fit your arch shape and it might not fit your boot. It's going to raise you up higher in there. But yes, a good footbed will fix things. Bindings with good dampening underneath them. So you want something with good dampening in there. Knee braces are solid. Like, even if you just get a compression sleeve, as long as it's got the side pieces down there and it holds the patella tendon in place so nothing's laterally moving in there, that will help. Get used to eating 500 milligrams of ibuprofen. Then get used to eating 1,000 milligrams of ibuprofen and say goodbye to your liver, because that's how it's going to be. The other thing is, in the off season, you need to build up the muscle around the knee capsule and build up your quad, your calf, your ankle, and everything, and just strengthen it. The stronger it is, the more likely it's not going to have issues in there as well. You maybe need to go into supplement territory. I'm a big collagen peptides guy, as well as a glucosamine, chondroitin with MSM and hyaluronic acid. So those all really have been beneficial for me and the longevity of me being able to ride. I mean, I think right now I'm like 63, 65 days for the season so far, and I've actually cut back. Normally I'd probably be at 100 by now, but I've cut back. And the other thing is knowing how to gauge your speed, look at the feature and go, some days it's not worth it, some days it is, and that's kind of how you want it to be. So yeah. Okay, let's see. Shit. All right, we got Trey McKay. Any opinions on getting money after they twin that up? Looking at it as a budget board for park butters that can still rip through. I loved the money when it had the directional shape to it. It was still a twin contact point to contact point. I like that, which is funny because it's a full reverse board, and everyone's like, I can't believe you like it. For what it is, it rides better than the Skate Banana. It kind of almost rides like a price point box scratcher from LibTech. It's a good board. It's just a good fuck around, like run it into the ground, play with it board, especially for hitting jibs and buttering. Like you can't go wrong. I think it's super, super solid. All right, next on Super Chat gets a spin. Let's find a question here. Okay. Oh, okay. This is a great question from Keith Gunderson. Howdy. What are the various surprising ways that kooks ruin their snowboards? Some of us near kooks and need to know. Thank you. So I've seen it all at this point, right? I've seen it all. Sometimes they don't unstrap and they will just like drag their board with one foot and skate across concrete. I've seen it. They ride through parking lots, not realizing that they're salting the parking lot, and they're putting rock, like little pebbles down, and it's just grinding the base. They run into all sorts of stupid shit. My favorite is they don't realize like to pick their front edge up. So sometimes it hooks when they're getting on the chairlift and it pulls them. I watched at Breckenridge a kid do this one time. So the park chair has a giant up ramp. He dug his edge in, grabbed the chair, and was holding on to his leg. I don't know how he didn't break his ankle, but he put so much pressure on it, it snapped the disc of the binding, and the board stayed on the ramp, and the binding was on his foot. I've seen him do that. My favorite is people that don't fucking lock their roof racks of their car. Like, I will never use a roof rack. I just don't trust them. I don't trust it. And I can't tell you how many times I've left Copper Mountain and I get on I-70 and there's skis and boards just sitting there and you're just like driving past them and shit like that. They do stuff like that. My favorite is they'll be like, I was just riding along and it snapped in half. They run into shit. Like they just do the stupidest shit. Like they literally run into things. Like I watched a guy the other day and I was like, hey. And there's a stump and he's looking right at it. Didn't sit down. He just, boom, nose folded up and fell over. He probably cracked his top sheet. I mean, if something can break in the stupidest way, a kook will figure it out and break it that way. Like that's, and then they will bitch and moan that they're like, they owe me a free product. No, dude, you did stupid shit to it. Like, so when I worked at Mountain Sports Outlet in Silverthorne, I was at Keystone in the morning. I had to come in at work at 3 that afternoon. So this was the year that they built a log park. After the park, JP Walker and Jeremy Jones came and hit it, I think for a 32 thing or something. I can't remember. But I was up there and I'm like riding through and I watched a kid. He had a 2-year-old Burton Custom that was clearly a Mountain Sports Outlet special. And he like hit a bump, fell, put the board in front of him and was picking up speed, laying on his back, going down the steep incline. And there's a tree and he clapped it right around the tree. Like he could have dug his edge in and stopped. He could have done anything. He purposely basically ass penguin slid right into it. So it hits the tree and there was like a piece of a branch sticking out and it punctures the base. It cracks the board. The wood is sticking out of the base. And I was like, oh, okay. Saw that. So I leave, take the bus, go to work, and I come walking in, and who's in there yelling at my manager? The kid, his dad, and his brother. And he's like, you sold us a faulty product, blah, 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 this, warranty this. And so I used to handle warranties. I walk in, and I was like, you were at Keystone today? And they go, yeah. How'd you know? And I was like, I watched you fucking hit a tree with that. You hit a tree. That's not a warranty claim. That's an impact. Go buy a new snowboard or fuck off. My boss was like, Avran, you can't. I was like, I'm not punched in. I'm not working. They can fuck off. They're an idiot. But that's the type of shit you deal with. It's like that. Or my favorite is they purposely like will lean it on a rack with concrete right on the ground, right where the wind blows. They don't understand how to make it so it doesn't fall. And it'll fall and it'll hit its contact point and separate the edge. This is bullshit. And I was like, fucking fell over. I mean, it's leverage. It's just going to go right there. Like, that energy's got to go somewhere. Something's either going to give or dent. Like, fucking idiots, man. All right, we got Anthony Hawking. Do boards degrade over time if not used? I have a 2017 Battalion Jam still in the shrink wrap because circumstances. I'm wondering if I should use it or just sell it. As long as you didn't leave it sitting in the sun, cooking in the heat and going hot, cold, or anywhere where there's moisture or anything, probably totally fine. Big thing, take it, put it down on a table, like a flat surface that you know is level, and look at the 4 contact points. Yes, they're elevated from the 3BT, but look at the camber. If the boards can twist if they've been sitting in the sun. I've watched it happen. They heat up. It's like a warping effect, but put it flat, look at it. You'll see if anything's going on with that. And if it looks normal, just go ride it. You'll be fine. Support the Shred Foundation. All right, we got Philip Watt. What board would you progress to from a Rosinal Templar for the snow conditions in the East Coast? I would look at the one from Rosinal, which is the big brother to the Templar, the Yes Typo, or the Jones Mountain Twin. Okay, a Whisker Donk. Which companies do Camber 2.0 the best? I actually really like Solomon's take on it, like the flat and then it comes down. I think they do a great job. Their side cuts just suck. So that's really good. Telos does a really good job. K2 does a good job. Rome does a good job. Like almost everyone's doing a really good job these days. They've kind of figured out that if they mellow down the apex of the arc, so it's like flat and then it comes down, then it actually gets more snap and pop. So been really happy with that. Ride's doing a good job as well. Yeah, that's pretty much. You're hard pressed to find one that sucks. So. Make sure you drink your Zima. Okay. Manuel Launer. Yo, any advice for overcoming the stupid fear of getting hurt? I mean, some respect in the park is necessary, but since my last injury, I've been struggling to just send it again. Well, don't send it. You got to easy step it. If you're coming back from an injury, you start small and you work your way back up. It's kind of how it goes. Like, know your ability and know when to check yourself before you wreck yourself. I watched a guy the other day, the entrance to Copper right now, they've got like these giant cattle corrals, as I call them. So they built there's like a lip up to it, and then it's like 5 feet higher is the fence. And this kid, he did not have the ability for this, but he came charging in, tried to gap. We think he was trying to stall on the top of it, but he basically gapped over and just landed on his knees inside the park. And we were like, "You okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm good." And we were like, if I had gone over it, I would have put my board down underneath me and just sat it down and just squatted it out. But he kept his knees bent and just landed on his knees. And it's like, dude, check yourself. Like, you need to know there is a time to like always pull back and be like, I don't feel comfortable with it. Like, I don't feel comfortable hitting jumps anymore because my knees, it's bone on bone grinding. Like, I have to pick and choose my battles. So I just don't really hit jumps that are big anymore. Like 10, 15 feet max. And that still hurts my knees. But yeah, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Okay, Dead Stalin. Does Torstein ride for Captain now? He rode Mercury. He's getting product from him. I don't think he's actually on the team officially. I know his contract with DC ended. I know that he was trying out other boards from stuff, and he was thinking of maybe launching his own thing. So I think that's it. But Capita has been picking up a bunch of older guys, like Kevin Jones is riding for him, which is awesome. So would I be surprised if he ended up on Capita? No. But I think he's just kind of in like the Flow Bro program. I mean, Sage was getting boards for him for a while before he was on K2. So I think it's just, he rides for Union, C3. They talk. They're like, hey, you want some boards? And he was like, and they were like, here you go. So. What do we got? Ooh, toe side powder boners. Yeah. All right. So. Okay, let's see. All right, the syndicate. Who's your top choice for a bomb hole guest? I don't know. I don't fucking listen to it. I literally don't. Like, I still need to listen to the Kevin Jones one, which is pretty much the only one I want to listen to because it's 4 hours long and I love Kevin Jones. But other than that, I don't care. I literally just don't care. I don't have time. Like, if I want it, like, for everything I do, I don't have time. Like, I'm like, oh, that's cool. They're on there. And I've had a lot of friends be on there, and it's awesome to see that they got on there, but I don't care. I just don't have time. Remember to ollie slow signs. Kamal Money, what do you think of the K2 board that Gabe and Sage rode on Never Summer? I think I'm going to be grabbing one next week, Tuesday, when I talk to my guys at K2. That board looks rad, like super rad. It's like, I feel like it's somewhere between an excavator and an instrument, I guess, or like an alchemist somewhere in there. So it's the antidote. So I'm curious to ride that. Yeah. So. Okay. We got Andrew Hernandez. Thoughts on fixed bindings? Shop recommended pair on my 63 Stump Ape Charge Blues and Ride Trees. Thoughts on recommendations? 260 pounds, size 14. So I wish I could get more. It's hard to get fixed down here. I like Jason, the owner, and I've ridden them. They have a bigger dead spot underfoot, which supposedly, since the last time I rode them, they've made it a little smaller. They're a very modular binding, which is cool. Like, it makes them interchangeable and stuff. They are a legit company. They just haven't grown to where they need to be. The best way I could say it is it's like Union Year One, but they're the Canadian Union. So sometimes Canadian brands struggle to get out of Canada, and that's it. But by and large, I think Fix does make a solid product. Ooh, next on Super Chat gets a spin. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Okay, we got Joseph Bernard. In your opinion, which company's powder 3D tech is the best and why? I like it when it's subtly refined, so it's not like, look at this, it's a visual tech and you need it. Like, I like it when you look at it and you're like, oh, there is 3D tech. So like Amplids is really good. I've really been digging that. The special effects, K2's 3D one on the board that replaced the Cool Bean, that's really good. Nidecker actually has some cool stuff. It's when it's so abrupt and in your face, you're like, I don't know if I fucking need that. Like, you just need a very finessed and finite amount of 3D shaping to really get stuff like some of the stuff Burton's doing. I was like, Jesus, it's like super grooved and shit. And I was like, man, you hit a rock with that. You're never getting that base fixed right ever again. And 3BT works. Like, I do like their powder 3BT, like the Surfer, the Camel 2, Party Wave. It works, but it's abrupt. It's not going to be for everyone. Jones has some stuff that's really cool too. So it's like when it's subtly refined, it's very solid. So. Ooh, spin again. All right. Support that Shred Foundation, people. Shredfoundation.org. All right. We got Marco Purchase. Hey, Avran, I saw your review of the 2020 Capita Simulator. How similar are the 2022 simulators to the 2020 that you reviewed? Are they substantially different? Only difference is extruded base. They lowered the quality of the base. That's it, to make it more repairable because more people were riding for park. Otherwise, exact same board. Simulator is solid, but I don't think it's going to exist next year. I think they're getting rid of it. So. Ouch, you lose. Okay. Group poop loops. Thoraxis, good park boot once broken in. No, the Thoraxis is probably too much boot for most people. It's not stiff enough for me. But the only reason I buy it is because it has the best ankle hold for me. I love it. I love the way it rides, and I ride park with it. But it's a stiff boot with a lot of rebound, and that's what I like. I like the boot like that. But remember, the best boot is the one that fits your foot and fits your needs. Okay, lose a turn. We got Yugulb, Kamel, basically asking similar question. Women's Stratus Q, After Hours 149 looks great. Just watched your review. How would that compare to the Jones Women's Hovercraft 46, also at 24.4 waist? The After Hours is torsionally softer than the Hovercraft. So in trees, it's going to be better. Also, the shaping is a little different. I think the Hovercraft is better in wide open POW because of the stability of it and the shaping, but I think the After Hours is better in a tighter tree run with POW, and it still funnels out well. It's also a little more lively than the Hovercraft is. So. What do we got? Well. Oh, White Snow Pants. Sean White Snow Pants. Okay, where were we? Let's see. Bouncing around here. I'm losing some stuff. Okay, we got Fruit Poop Loops. Deafen all the sound clones. Yeah, if you're on SoundCloud, live streams and reviews are up on there. So if you ever just need to quick listen or something before you go in a shop or something, it's there. Okay. All right. Let's see. What do we got here? Tam Lee looking for spin. We got this. We're doing it. Remember to subscribe, people. Okay, B. Greg, Red Dad question. Looking for a good, cheaper board to ride with my beginner daughter. Lots of slow speed. So if you're really looking for stuff, check out the Progressing Intermediate Top 5 that just came out this Wednesday. There's a ton of great boards on there for riding with the family, like the Rome Warden, the K2 Ray Gun, the Solomon Craft. All solid boards for that. That list is absolutely perfect for like a rad dad that's going to go hang out with his family and just needs a board that he can play around on when he wants to. If he has to punch it, he can, but by and large, he can just be mellow with his kids. Like, that's a really solid one. Okay. Let's see. Trying to catch up on stuff here. Okay, stuff I find interesting. What do you think of the Union Felcor and Huck Knife Pro combo? I was inebriated when I bought both. It's soft on my knees and makes them feel good. Who cares what I think? If you bought it while you were drunk and you enjoy it, fucking ride it. I mean, the Felcor is a little bit much of a binding for the Huck Knife Pro, in my opinion. But if it's working for you, fucking who cares? Go have fun, man. That's one thing I don't get. Everyone wants me to validate their purchase. Like, you bought it, you like it, who cares? Go fucking ride it. Like, you know, lose a turn. Okay. All right. We got Mike Dunn. Was there a snowboarder you tried to emulate while learning? If not, what would your Mount Rushmore be of pros? So for local guys, there was Joey Bag of Donuts, Joey Marciano. So had a sister named Avery. Avery. We're the same age. She's still a babe. But so I used to follow Joey around and copy him. Chris Perks was one of the other local guys. Only person I've ever seen do a corked backside 180 ever. Corked backside 180 off the toes. Crazy. That I rode with Marcus from Ask a Black Snowboarder. Like I probably have more time riding with him than anyone else in the world. And I would always try to take stuff from him. I was so stoked watching the one clip I watched of X Games with Zeb at Knuckle Huck, and he pulled the truck driver off. I sent it to Marcus and I was like, yo, and he's like, truck driver. And I was like, dude, it's you 20 years ago. And so stoked on that. But no, my Rushmore of pros, like it's really weird. So Kevin Jones, hands down, greatest snowboarder of all time, in my opinion. But then Chad Otterstrom, the truthfully greatest snowboarder of all time. The guy just keeps getting better with age. Dale Rayberg is on there. So there's three right there that I really think are super, super solid. Ben Balak, his part in Videograss with that song Night of the Vampire, fucking amazing. So super, super good. Like those are the guys, like, I think that people come in and out of snowboarding, and you should always try to take something from them and convert it to your own. Right now, I've been riding with Grayson Clifford, who used to ride for K2. Great friend of mine. I babysit his kid. Him and his wife, I ride with them on the regular. I wish I could ride half as well as he does. He's a great guy to look up to do that. And then there's my boy Bruce, the perpetual intern. I've never seen someone manhandle a snowboard like him. Like when I ride with him, I know he's going to break a tree or two because he will purposely land on it and snap it in half. That is a guy that gives zero fucks when he rides, and it is amazing because he will get you to do shit. So, yeah, those are my guys. Remember to ollie slow signs. Oh, actually, that bounced back. Small sticker pack. Well, Mike, you won yourself a small sticker pack. All you got to do is email me, info@angrysnowboarder.com, and I'll get that in the mail. Make sure you give me your address. Oof. Okay. All right. Oh, God. Please don't ask me backcountry questions. I don't know shit. Go talk to Mike Hardacre over at Mountain Weekly News, mountainweeklynews.com, and he fucking handles that shit. That's not me. All right. Let's see. Where were we? I think we're slowly catching up. Carson Monroe, cheers for helping get crew demos to the people. No. I had no hand in helping crew. All I've done is tell people where they are. There's nothing more than that. I have no hand in them. I didn't even know they were coming to the U.S. to do a tour. I just no. But for anyone that's just tuning in, if you're coming up to Breckenridge on Saturday, Underground Snowboards is doing a free Karua demo. I will be there at 10 a.m. to set people up and hang out for an hour, slap some high fives, bring some donuts, bring some coffee for the guys in the shop, try out some boards, talk shop with the owners of Karua, talk shop with me, talk shop with the guys from Underground. But I will be there. But by and large, I have no hand in this Karua thing at all. I am just a messenger letting people know that there is a possibility for them to go out and try this stuff. So what do we got? Where are we at? Ooh, yeah. Smash that like button, people. Ronan, do you ever hit up Winter Park? No, I fucking hate that place. Richard Tucker, best wide board for size 13 boots. In what category? There's so many friggin' ways that I could go with this. Like, you have to be specific. Do you want a short fat? Do you want a free ride board? What do you want? I mean, go look at the top fives. Most of the boards in there, they come in a wide option. That'll tell you where you need to be. It's like... What do we got? Oh, we're bouncing back. Ooh, remember to subscribe. Ugh. Kevin Spilly, your jawline looks so chiseled. My jawline isn't chiseled at all. I'm fucking falling apart over here. All right. Next on Super Chat gets a spin. What do we got? Here? Okay, Nate Garcia. Rad Dad coming off a 98 ride to Yukon, size 13 boot, pretty hard charging rider. Bought a twin pig this year. Don't really like it. Looking at a TRS Pro. What do you think? All mountain rider. I mean, if you really like charging, the twin pig was never an option for you. You would have been better off with a mountain pig. TRS Pro will be noticeably stiffer and is a rad board for your charging and shit like that. It's actually kind of underrated. So I would definitely go with the TRS Pro over that mountain pig any day of the week. Any day of the week. All right, Nate, let's give you a spin. Smash that like button, people. All right, let's see what we got here. Dan Rao, did we already talk about the natural selection? Yeah, go right back to the front, just like the start of this. You'll be able to catch it. Okay, never mind the Bullocks. Transfers or C8s for the Karua Apollo? I'd probably do the C8s. I think they get a little more power underfoot, and that would be good for the Karua. I think that transfers are great. The only other way I would do the transfers is if you pull the drive plate off of it and put the drive plate from the solution on there because it's stiffer. That will change the performance of it, which you can do that. You can order the drive plates from Bent Metal's website, and I would put a different drive plate. That would be the way I would do the transfers. Otherwise, the C8, I think, has more power in it. Spin again. Lose a turn. All right. Dan Rao, what's the hate for Winter Park over other than the terribly flat terrain that plagues a lot of the runs and the terrible mogul fields all over the other half of the mountain? I was going to go with the fact that most people are on meth over there and they might be banging their cousin sisters. But yeah, you nailed it right there. Okay, SourceFit, do they make a wide for the Megamerc? If you look at the size of the Megamerc, it's actually already pretty wide to begin with. I do believe that they are adding that for next year, I think, is what I heard. So, yeah. Let's see. Where were we? Trying to take a few more questions. Okay. Oh, my dog wants to kill something. Okay. Somebody's outside. Okay. Anyways, I think I'm probably going to wind it down here. Been here for almost 2 hours. So thanks for tuning in. I'll be back next week. Also, make sure you're following me on Instagram at Angry Snowboarder so you can see where I'm dropping the random angry drops, which are just little packages full of goodies and stuff. Also, next month, I will be giving away a snowboard with one of those. So, there'll be something about that coming up. Next month, also going to try to put some better prizes on the wheel. Going to be updating angrysnowboarderstore.com with some new merchandise as well. If you want a sticker pack, make sure you email me info@angrysnowboarder.com. That way, give me your address. I can mail it to you. If you are looking for stickers, you can buy them on angrysnowboarderstore.com. It's there. Let's see what else is going on. Yeah, I think that's kind of everything that we got going on. Feel free to go back, check out what I said about natural selection, step-on bindings, whatever. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos we got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really like what we're doing over here and you want to support us and support snowboarding further, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Check out the video over there. That'll explain everything. Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. I'll be back next week with this. Otherwise, got a video for you tomorrow. And I'll see you guys in another video.